When you consider habits to avoid in college, there's very few things I'm going to flip the tables on in the temple, but this is one of them. Time and time again, I have college students come up to me and ask about betting in class, specifically parlays on a app or online betting site. And they'll come up after class and they'll say, Dr. Lemoyne, I picked these 7 actions to happen during college football season, and I got 6 of the 7, but man, if I'd gotten the 7th, I would have won $4,000. And I've been giving it quite a bit of thought in my head as a personal finance professor, right? Because I think sports betting is one of those things that can unravel a life a lot quicker than anyone intends it to. And so we researched sports betting before shooting this video, and we pulled together 5 or 6 articles, and we looked at something out of Ohio and Mississippi and the National Institute of Health. And I think what was staggering to me, and I hope that every student watching this puts this in mind, is about 3% of Americans have a betting problem, right? We would consider them habitual bettors. We would say they have trouble not betting, that they generally will bet every day, and around $600 a week is the amount wagered. And if you meet those categories, we'd consider you a habitual sports bettor. When you take college students, that 3% goes up to 25%. So I want you to think about that. You're in a classroom and you're looking around, and 25% of your peers bet $600 a week, bet every day, meet one of those criteria to be a habitual sports bettor. And the thing that kind of drives me, it makes me scared and sad, is at the same time, you've got universities making partnerships, and the NCAA making partnerships with betting companies. So here we have something that is somewhat insidious, right? Sports betting takes money. Generally speaking, you cannot win betting over time. Betting is a very efficient market that is an expensive market. So basically, we have figured out the profit margin of an online bookie, right? We know that any kind of FanDuel or other type of companies like that are going to have a profit margin built in, and they know out of 1 million bets around how much profit they'll take, right? It is a company built in to make a profit on the people betting, all right? And yes, can you win? Sure, you can win from time to time. Can you win consistently over time? Not without inside information, right? To that end, it is a lot like a market. If you have inside information, sure, you probably can manage to win betting consistently, but without that, you're not going to. And so you look at the danger of sports betting. And again, going back to the National Institute of Health and an article out of Mississippi, we see consistently that those students in that 25% that bet often or every day have lower GPAs across the board than the students who don't. So I want to encourage anyone watching this in my class or online that sports betting is designed for you to lose. Over any consistent period of time, making 10 bets, 100 bets, 1,000 bets, you will, after 1,000 bets, play into the profit motive of who you're betting with. They're going to win a certain amount of profit. You may win some, you may lose some, but over time, you're going to lose more than you win. That's going to impact your GPA. It's going to impact your financial security. It's going to impact your housing. And over time, specifically for men who are college age, one of the articles we looked at said 67% of men, acknowledge wagering on sports for money. So that's 2/3 of the campus betting, 1/4 of the campus having a problem with betting. And at the same time, the campus making deals and the NCAA making deals with these companies. So there's very few things I'm going to flip the tables on in the temple, but this is one of them. All right. Sports betting is bad for you. Sports betting, you're going to lose over a period of time. And so when you consider habits to avoid in college, I would think very, very clearly before you log into that app and make your next move.